in 1989, March 3rd to be exact, at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, a masked man came in my house and came up from behind me and told me that he would kill me if I screamed. He ended up taking me out of my home to the wooded area behind my house, where he robbed and repeatedly raped me. I will never forget that day as long as I live.
29 years, that's how long it's been since the crime happened outside of Debbie's family home here in Williamsburg, Virginia. Though we're more than 1,300 miles from Kansas, Debbie says she's advocating for victims across the country.
Why do you continue to do this?
Because I want other women to have the justice that I had.
Justice. It came for Smith 6.5 years after she was attacked. Investigators found her rapist using DNA evidence, and after the trial, she thought it was over. But after taking a tour of a forensic science center in Virginia, she realized her work was only beginning.
I went and he took me in a room. And from floor to ceiling, row after row, in this huge room, there were all of these boxes and bags and baskets. And I said, "What is all of this?" And he said, "These are rape kits, and they've never been tested."
Smith convinced Congress to give hundreds of millions of dollars to states to clear these backlogs. 3 years ago, Kansas got $2 million. But today there are hundreds of new untested rape kits. And Sedgwick County District Attorney Mark Bennett says fixing that would take consistent funding.
People can call for it all we want. We can demand it all we want, but it won't happen if KBI doesn't have the resources to do it.
Bennett, Wichita Police, and the Sedgwick County Sheriff's Office say that does not mean these kits are ignored. There are many other parts of a rape kit, including documented injuries and pictures. When it comes to DNA specifically, Bennett says they're having to prioritize. Let's see some examples here. Say you have a woman who says she was raped by a stranger. That stranger is denying it. Would you test DNA? Now consider you've got a woman who's accusing her husband of rape. Maybe she says they got in a fight one night and he raped her. His DNA as her husband might not get you a conviction with a jury. So would you test there? Or let's take a look at a third option. You have a woman who's accusing a man of rape who is a convicted felon. That means his DNA is already in the database. She does not want to press charges. When there's limited funding and resources, these are the decisions law enforcement has to make because the cases are still coming.
We're still balancing our resources, so that plays a role in what we can and what we can't do. We still have new victims that are coming forth, and I constantly remind detectives that a kit or case number has a name associated with it.
My thing now is we should not be having backlogs. We should be catching up, and we should be doing this work.
Bennett says that work has increased.
The Forensic Science Center was operating from the mid-90s until last year with the same number of DNA analysts. The number of cases that we submit for DNA analysis has gone through the roof.
I do understand it, and I might get beat up as an advocate for sexual assault victims by saying that, but I do understand it. But it absolutely is not fair.